basically structured our observations around the kids and how the stakeholders like orbit around them and affect the types of kids. So we did like a few interviews and a lot of eavesdropping on the interactions between the kids and their parents or the other people. So we divided it into kind of like a ladder, so we call it the book ladder, where you start from the bottom and it goes up to the eager reader. So we're going to start at the eager reader because they're the most open to reading. You can start.
No, I'm the reluctant reader. You should be.
Oh. No, you have to. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry. The eager reader is the person who does not need any motivation. He is, he or she is, they have the reading potential. They always tend to be like the first in class to read everything, and even the librarian spots them. In this case, the librarian was able to spot the eager reader, and what they did was, in this particular case, the girl who Sarah was standing with, this girl actually bought 6 books, 3 for herself and 3 for the class actually. And she was actually interested in getting books which were like famous. There was something called the Skeleton's Creek. She got those, and she got several books for herself, but then she was very keen on letting the class get 3 more books. So that was something that we found very interesting, because she was not this person who would want books for herself. She also wants other people to read. And her mother was really proud that she is actually interested in reading, but she has a sister who is not interested in reading, and she got scared when she saw me. So, so that's why Sarah's taking the pictures. And she's really enthusiastic. The thing is, as such, they are motivated, but when you include a teacher, she tries to actually also extend her help and tries to satisfy her wish lists. So this is the eager reader.
So the next step, a little bit step down from the eager reader, is on the fence kids, and these are the majority of kids that we kind of observed. And we believe that their characteristics, like they're highly influenced by their peers, and they enjoy this shopping experience, as well as with regards to the books, they must be very interested in them, whether it's books or whether it's knickknacks. So we thought that there are a few things that can influence them. So firstly, if you add similar peers on the fence to them, this happens. Yay, erasers, because they tend to choose the path of least resistance. So all of them are like standing there, like a short while, standing there with their money, not sure what to do, go straight for the most, like the brightest things in the store, which is obviously the cheapest and the most attractive, which is the erasers. So because they're unsure, they just gravitate towards the easiest purchases. However, if you change this and you put somebody like the librarian, who has been recommending books previously, this is another thing that the librarian told us that she did, and this actually happens. All the kids start gravitating towards the books that these librarians recommend. And it was, I think the librarian mentioned that the one that she recommended, there was only 1 copy left. So these kids have a purpose, have some sort of guidance, so they're excited by these books being available and they go straight for it. So we think that this is a very important insight, because these kids have they can go both ways. And also we wanted to add the parents as well, because some of the conversations that we overheard was like the parents would be asking the kids, tell me about this book that you want to read. What is it about? And the kids will be like explaining the book to them. So this kind of like gives them ownership of their buying experience as well. So sometimes the parents would even say, I think that's too difficult for you, but the kid would be like, no, I want to read it. So this is like, I guess, engaging the kids in this section would be important. And for the next section.
The next section is again me. The reluctant reader. The reluctant reader is not on the fence. They are downright interested in the knickknacks. They will not go for the books. They are really interested. They dislike reading. They are not going to actually go for any of the books. So what happens in this case is that they have stern parents. So I mean, as such, they're just going to go for the knickknacks. But when you introduce stern parents, what exactly happens? When you introduce stern parents, what they do is you have to buy a book so that you can get this. So there is actual her mother was for her sister. So this person does not need any motivation, but for her sister, who got scared by me, she actually wanted to go for the knickknacks, but her mom said, no, you have to buy a book so that you are eligible for another knickknack. So, and
that was actually a rule, like a ratio of 1 book to 1 knickknack.
Yeah, and it's not like the knickknack should be really costly. The book should be the costly one. And anyway, the reluctant reader is the one who actually can also influence the on the fence person.
The interesting thing is that the girl who actually had to pick out a book picked out a book entitled The Reluctant Reader, and that is why we put this here. She picked that out for her mom. Yeah. Finally.
Finally, we have the kids who are underprivileged. They maybe come from like a a poorer background, and because they don't have money, they are not allowed to enter into the book fair, because to enter the book fair you have to have at least 54 cents, because to buy something, I think it's probably one of the big cheapest.
Crowd control.
Yeah, and we found that these kids want to participate, but they couldn't. They were denied entry, and even if they have like a little bit of amount of money, maybe like $1 or so, the only thing that they can buy is knickknacks, even though they may want the book. So what we found interesting is that when we talked to the principal,
no, we talked to the parents.
The parent principal,
who said that the previous principal.
Yeah, the previous principal had this like one idea, which is each year he would pick a few kids that he thought may not have the privilege to purchase book, and just let them pick any items that they want from the bookstore. And what they found interesting is that kids usually go for the books and not the knickknacks themselves. Yeah.
Like the parents who told us about this was like, it was amazing. Like you tell them buy anything you want, they go straight past the knickknacks to the books, and she was like, wow.
When you give them the option, the kids only go for the books.
Yeah.
To me, just crushes you. Kid can't get in with 54 cents, and then the insight that they want to go to get something much more meaningful than the reluctant person is like something you guys should feels like a point of view, and design thinking could help.